What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I watch a lot of YouTube. It's kind of like it's my TV. I'm not a big series guy. I'm not up on the latest, TV series or whatever. I just don't have time. A lot of things, going all the time, and I don't have time. So I don't really do the TV thing. So I do YouTube. I just watch, and I think it's because I like to learn about random stuff. So you go down rabbit holes, right? And one of the things I don't watch hardly at all is guitar YouTube. I'm not. I like to see stuff on, like, when I'm making a video, or when I look at a new product, or when I am developing a product. I like to see it. I don't want to say for the first time, because I've seen it before. Probably I find out about it somehow, but I try to be as independent in thought about it as possible, right? Like, somebody in a YouTube video the other day was like, man, all these people just saying what Phil McKnight says. And I'm like, that's interesting, because I didn't even watch his, I don't take that input, because a couple of reasons. One, because I want to just develop my own opinion on it based on my own experiences, because I don't use things the same way other people do, when it comes to like reviewing stuff and all. But I think the bigger picture is that I don't think that guitar marketing, okay, better way to say it, I think it's time for guitar marketing to change. I don't think that the way guitar companies communicate with potential buyers, newer customers, and older customers, like longtime customers, is serving them very well. I just don't feel like they are painting a picture of what is available to the consumer. It's like we're putting everybody in these little boxes, and you're going to say, well, I am in that box. I can't afford a custom shop guitar or whatever. Okay, that's cool. And I get that. We all are where we are. Like, we like a particular type of guitar. We like a particular type of music, maybe. And we can afford a certain type of guitar, etc. And you put all of those things together, and there can be much bigger conversations about it than just what you see in front of you when you do a video. And I think the kind of closed-mindedness of guitar players has been either marketed into them, like the Tonewood debate, for example, either for or against, it doesn't matter, but that has been marketed in. And then I think how a person makes a purchase and what they base that purchase on has been marketed into the guitar industry, and has also been, once it has caught on, then it's almost like the guitar industry follows the customer. So it's like if somebody says something, they come up with a certain belief, well, then the guitar company just follows it so that they can exploit that instead of leading it. And I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. That's why I don't consume a lot of guitar content. Guitar, the way they talk to us leads us to just ask all the same questions all the time, right? Is it worth it? Is it better than this guitar? Is it just as good as this guitar? And is it overpriced? I mean, that just seems to be it. And other companies, other industries, other hobbies sell more of the experience. Okay, so obviously history of a company, for example, the actual engineering that goes into something, explaining how things are made. Somebody was asking me yesterday why I like, an expensive pocket knife, and it's because I enjoy knowing. Um, I enjoy knowing about the engineering. I enjoy knowing how much longer it takes to put this pattern into titanium instead of having it be smooth, or how to make it contoured instead of flat. Like, um, all those sorts of things I find very interesting. And so that draws me to a product, right? It's a lot deeper than, is this the cheapest thing? Of course, it's not the cheapest thing. Um, Collecting. I think the guitar industry doesn't focus enough on collecting. I really believe that. I know that there's going to be people that be like, collectors are just, oh, whatever. If you have more than one thing, you're a collector. Um, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with a guy who enjoys getting a guitar out of a case and looking at it, playing some chords on it, putting it up and getting another one and doing the same thing again? There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's really cool. Recognizing the physical beauty in a guitar because it exists. Restoration of old stuff. I've been watching these videos of, I've been actually watching this watch restoration channel where he takes these junk watches and like takes them all apart and puts them all back together. It's just really fascinating. And he makes them work. I actually watched one on a 1911 yesterday. It was all rusty and he got it working again. That's pretty cool. The style of an instrument. We don't focus enough on the cosmetics of an instrument. Everything's black and white and red and sunburst. Like, it's just boring. And the reason is because people that's what they've been given. And then now that's traditional and people stick to it, and it drives me insane. I like hearing about ownership stories. We wanted to do a YouTube channel or a YouTube series a long time ago, and we may still do it, where we find people who have guitars that they've had for a long time, and they tell us the story of that guitar. I'd like to do stuff like that. When you look at a car channel, right? Maintenance, ownership costs over the long term, even reviews are longer term. Why people buy certain guitars or cars. On the knife side, there's always design philosophy. There's always what is the actual use of this thing, because everything has a different purpose. The craftsmanship that goes into something, even if a machine does it. Steel, attributes, all that kind of stuff. And the guitar just gets super oversimplified to, is it expensive or not? Yeah, I don't really get it. The discussion always comes back to cost. I'd buy a Harley Benton instead of that, because that's just not worth it. Well, and what's gotten me to this is, a lot of these comments on when we show a premium product, even if it's off topic, if I'm wearing a watch, or if I've got a pocket knife in my hand in a video, people will glom onto that and be like, why do you have that expensive pocket knife when you could just have a, whatever? Well, there's a lot to it, that there, you could have a whole conversation about it in person. It would be hard to do that in a comment section. I'd just build one. Every guitar can be made for $400. It gets exhausting, actually. And I think personally that kind of approach to, and here's the thing is, I think the guitar industry and the guitar community, as far as the people that like me who like make content and talk about stuff, focus too much on that. And that's why I don't like to do that. I like to look at neat things. I like to look at things that I like and things that are cool. And I think that's important. It's one of the reasons why I get sort of bored making like that video we made yesterday. It was a good video. I'm happy with it. I enjoyed making it, but it's not my favorite kind of video. We need to know that stuff when we're buying products and we're building guitars and we're doing that kind of thing. But it's not my favorite kind of video to make because it's not what inspires me to do this is not the technical stuff, right? So personally, the other thing that they do in other hobbies and uh, areas of interest and etc. is they're much better at celebrating good things, really good products, expensive products, premium products. It doesn't matter, honestly. They just do a much better job of that. Um, and as a result, you take a company like Seiko, for example, who makes a very inexpensive wristwatch, all the way up to $50,000 wristwatch. And they have successfully figured out how to talk to every customer in there, right? How to figure out how to do that. Fender does a pretty good job of this, but I think they focus too much on the inexpensive stuff. When you see companies do things and try things and add features and make cool things, I think that's inspiring. And then the guitar company reacts, the guitar industry or the guitar community reacts kind of with, well, nobody asked for this. We didn't want this. It should have been cheaper. I don't need that. It has nothing to do with the tone. And that sort of innovation and fun, honestly fun more than any innovation, because it's not really innovation that much at this point, just fun, gets punished because it's not meaningful to a lot of guitar players. I believe that is a reason because they've been told that. I think they've been told that. I think that when we talk about this stuff, we can do a lot to encourage our friends and in the community to get the fun out of this. And really enjoy the neat things about it. Even if we can't, the guitar business is weird because it's the only one that I can think of that is like totally upside down when it comes to this. Like, I'm not part of anything that is like a race to the bottom. Maybe in firearms, right now, there's a trend to get like a double stack 1911 under $1,000. And so those are getting cheaper, I guess. And the $300 to $500 duty pistol is getting, that might be like the Squires and the, of the guitar world. But it's not, those aren't the cool videos. Those are functional, of course. But that's not what I watch. That's not what most people watch. If you look at view counts on videos, and this is another interesting thing, if you look at view counts on videos, you will find that the take it apart and put it back together watch guy is getting millions and millions and millions of views. Millions. Not because we want to do it. Not because it's within our wheelhouse to do it. The guy who takes apart the 1911 and puts it back together. The most expensive gun videos on YouTube, the most expensive motorhome videos, the most expensive, all that stuff is neat because people aspire to it. They think it's cool. Except in guitar. Guitar, the guitar creators who are like, I bought this off of Amazon are winning. And I don't understand why. I don't understand it. It's an interesting, that's why we're trying to change it around here. Like, not because I want you to want expensive things. That's not it. And it's not because I want you to be discontent with what you have. That's not it either. It's because this is a creative outlet. Like, that's what we're doing. We're using this tool that we have that isn't just a tool. It is art in motion to create art. That's what it is. And as fun as it is to learn about the technical stuff, to me, anyway, it shouldn't be the only thing that inspires us. The cost shouldn't be the only thing that inspires us. Otherwise, it's just a race to the bottom, and that's not inspiring to anybody. I mean, why would you ever want to be better at anything? Why would you ever want to be? It's weird. Like, okay, for example, a better guitar player, right, can see nuances in an instrument that a more experienced guitar player, not even better, can see nuances in an instrument that a less experienced guitar player cannot. Okay, aren't we all trying to get better at it? So then why aren't we looking ahead with everything? Why aren't we like, oh, that's pretty neat someday? You know, I don't understand it. It's a weird upside down thing. And I really believe that the marketing for this stuff drives that. I think guitar companies can be better at this. I think they can be better at making guitar players aspirational. And I hope that they figure this out for the sake of the hobby, because the other thing is that younger people look at the world differently. I mean, this is the world they're in, so that they look at it differently. If you're over 50, you came from a different place. I mean, it's just the world was different then. You're not going to see it the same as them. And so the guitar companies need to figure that out and need to understand how to speak to and inject that, aspirational sort of inspiring vibe into what they do, for them to survive. Because I don't think this race to the bottom is going to be sustainable, because the bottom is the bottom. And I don't think it will be sustainable. I think, why don't we go the other way? Why don't we encourage people to be better, to save up, to enjoy better? I don't understand it. One of these days, somebody will tell me and I'll get it, but I don't get it.